Hi, Shannon. This is a continuation of the kind of series of videos that I've been making. Essentially, I'm kind of tackling the sort of hoarding, collecting issue that a lot of people seem to have here on YouTube, and that a lot of people are kind of learning here on YouTube. Maybe it's not normally inherent in their nature, but they're kind of being encouraged and kind of learning that maybe that's the way to be just by watching YouTube videos. And so I'm kind of trying to tackle that and show people how I'm able to use products and play with products and try new products and even be in the business where I need to always be on top of what the new products are without actually hoarding, wasting my money, having more products than I could ever possibly use. Okay, so if you haven't watched my previous videos, I'll put links, around here. And so you can click on those and kind of go back and catch up and see what I've been talking about. Today, I am going to talk to you about my deodorant kind of regimen. And deodorant for me is not something that I would be constantly drawn to. So, I'm more of like eyeshadow, lipstick. I kind of like the pretty stuff, and to me, deodorant is deodorant, and it's kind of boring. You just want something that works and you can rely on. But I do tend to buy it in bulk, so because it's one of those products that I don't ever want to run out of either. And so, just because I buy it in bulk, I do kind of have a little routine just to make sure that I use it and use it up. I have seen people, particularly coupon cutters, people that are really into the coupon game, that really hoard deodorant because you tend to be able to find good coupons with it and good sales, and there are people that will buy it in case lots, and that's just not necessary. You're never going to use all that. It's going to go bad long before you ever get to the majority of it, so don't do that. If you're going to buy it in bulk like I do, buy it in reasonable amounts that you can use. I would say don't go any further out than about a 6-month time frame. Really, if you can't use it all within 6 months, you've got too much. So, I've talked to you guys before about my all-time favorite deodorant, and I haven't ever found anything that works as well for me. And it was actually a surprising product. I was not expecting to like it when I tried it. I just tried it kind of in a little bit of an emergency situation, and it has by far been the best deodorant product that I used in my whole life. And I had tried a lot of different kinds. I don't have a sweating problem or anything, but I was an athlete. I was a professional dancer. I was a cheerleader. I was, in the color guard. I was active. So, you don't want to be a nasty, sweaty mess when you're an athletic person. So, I really had tried a lot of different things and was always trying to find better products. And, you don't want products that leave white stains, and you don't want products that, after you wash your clothes, change stain white clothes to yellow, and all those kind of things. And you need a product that keeps you from stinking and keeps you from sweating, and that you can tolerate the smell. So basically I use Avon deodorants. I do switch them up though, because your body can become acclimated to deodorants and antiperspirants, and so I always make sure that I trade off, but they're always still Avon brands. So an example would be, right now I'm using, this is an Avon Skin So Soft, the Light and Lush deodorant. Ooh, there's big glare today, isn't there? Let's see if I can block out some of the light so you can see that. So I'm using this one right now, and what I do when I buy deodorants, especially these, because I take 2 showers a day. I like to shower in the morning, and I like to shower before I go to bed. I'm just one of those people that I like to feel clean. I like to climb into nice clean sheets with a clean body. I like to smell good. That kind of stuff. If I work out, obviously I'm going to shower after I work out. So I apply deodorant, more than once in a day typically. So I might go through it a little bit quicker than some folks, but not that much more. I mean, I'm not a heavy user by any means. So what I do is these bottles I usually buy them, I'll buy them 6 at a time, and I'll buy 2 different kinds. So really I'm buying 12 at a time, and that's about a 6-month supply for me. It can last much longer for a lot of people. That really technically would be a year's supply, but since I apply it twice a day, it kind of cuts it down. So I always switch up the kinds. So the other kind that I have right now is the Skin So Soft Signature Silk. And this right now is my all-time favorite. It's my favorite scent as well, and it works really, really well. So what I did is I bought 6 of these and 6 of these. And so I just happen to be on this one right now, and when this bottle runs out, I'll switch to this one, and then when this bottle runs out, I'll switch and use another one of these. Now, you guys know, if you've been following me for a while, you know that I have been interested in the kind of paraben-free sort of deodorant push, and there is question about whether parabens and deodorants and antiperspirants could be a risk, or could be causing breast cancer and cancer in the lymph nodes for women, especially under the arm, in the armpits, under the arms, and around the breast tissue. There's question about whether parabens could be, causing breast cancer and those kind of things. And parabens have been known to be found in cancerous tissues. So there's kind of a little bit of a push to use paraben-free deodorants. The problem is that paraben-free deodorants, the ones that we currently have, are not antiperspirants, and they just really, it's questionable about whether they work as well as the other deodorants and antiperspirants that are available in the market. And a lot of people have reported in using them that they find that they're not working as well for them. And so I think it's still kind of, a to be continued sort of situation where they're still kind of working on it. But it is a decision that you need to make. And so I decided that I did want to experiment specifically more with the paraben-free products that were available in the deodorant lines, because I wanted to see, for me, do they really not work as well as the others? So if you guys remember, this summer I picked up the Crystal Body Deodorant Roll-On. This one, you guys remember that? And I experimented with it, and I was using it during the day, and I just wanted to see, when it's 110 degrees in the shade, how is it working for me? And I knew it was not an antiperspirant, so I knew it wasn't going to prevent me from sweating. I wanted to kind of test and see how it worked, deodorant wise. And I was pleasantly surprised by it. I think it's still one that I'm cautious about. Like, I'm not going to put this one on before I go play a sport, because I just don't feel like it's going to be long lasting the way that I would want it to be. And I'm also not as inclined. I did okay with it, just in kind of regular outdoor, walking around type activity, even though it was really hot. I was okay with that. I didn't really have a problem with it not working well enough. It is a little bit questionable about if you're wearing sleeves and it's a material, if your shirt is material that doesn't breathe very well anyhow, like polyesters and some material blends are sometimes known to sort of trap bacteria and scent, and you might find that you You know, like pantyhose are a big thing. People always talk about how we take our pantyhose off and, you know, your feet stink way worse than they ever would, you know, in socks or anything else. Or you may never have an odor problem any other time, but if you wear pantyhose, when you take them off, you feel like your feet really stink. You know, that sort of thing. I think it could be similar situations with some types of materials that you would wear, you know, shirts and things. Especially because there's a lot of, you know, polyester blend shirts out there, and polyester is one that a lot of times can trap scent. So, anyway, all of that is kind of completely irrelevant to how I, you know, to the specifics of how I'm using it, but it is kind of important as far as the background of why I'm using it up the way that I am. So I told you guys this is the deodorant that I am actively using. So when I get up in the morning, I take my shower. This is what I put on in the morning. I also told you though that I take 2 showers a day. So normally, when I took my evening shower, I would just put more of this on. But because I've got a little bit of a stash going here, I need to make sure that I'm using this up. It's still not my favorite deodorant, so it's not the one that I pick first, but it is okay, and I am, you know, using it. And even if it wasn't okay, I was still going to use it up anyway. So what I'm doing is when I take my evening shower, I'm using this after my evening shower. This you have to put on clean skin. This is not something that you can, you know, put on and then halfway through the day, you know, put a little more on. You have to apply this over clean skin or it's not going to work. So you can't be reapplying deodorant with this in the afternoon and expect it to work. So I don't. I put it on after my shower and I use it in the evenings. Especially now in the summer, or not in the summer, in the winter, when I'm wearing long sleeves, you know, I just don't want to have that day where I find out right now that it's not working with a particular shirt. So for me, this has just worked better. I've not had any, you know, problems with it in the evenings. I smell fine in the morning when I wake up, and I don't have it. It doesn't clash with my pajama materials or any of that sort of thing. But I just don't like it as much as this, and so this is still my main one. So what I'll be doing is I'm going to be wearing this in the morning, wearing this in the evening, and then once this is gone, I'll go back to just wearing this twice a day, or I might try some more paraben-free products. You know, I will still be experimenting with new products, so I may incorporate something else into the routine. But regardless of that, when this bottle is gone, I'll be switching to this. And I'll be going back and forth with these until the bottles that I have still stored up are completely gone. And then I will be buying a handful more. This is just a product I don't like to run out of. So this is one I do keep more on hand. But I always use them completely up. So it's just the way that is. So there's not really fancy day, lazy day routine with this. It's just a little bit different. Although you could say this is my lazy one and this is my, I don't know, fancy one if you wanted to, just because I put this one on at night and this one in the day, but that's kind of a stretch. So you don't really have to worry about the fancy day, lazy day kind of scenarios with this. Just make sure, even if you have a product that you don't care for as much, especially in deodorant, you still have to use it up. So figure out a way that you can still make use of it and not be hoarding things that you're never gonna get through. So that's how I do that. If you have any questions about that, let me know, and I will be continuing on with my daily routines and showing you how I make sure I use up all my products. So keep watching for more.